Hi, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Deborah.
And together with Two Gals Travel Tips, we're talking about tips and questions that have come in the last few months. And the next question we have is, I heard you should only use a credit card when traveling. Is that true?
It's a good question. It is safe to use a credit card while traveling over a debit card for a couple of different reasons. It really matters if you are going to have assurances by your bank for any fraud. In almost every financial institution, you are going to be covered for fraud. The nice thing about credit card is that having that in your back pocket is you've isolated it. It has a credit line. Your money is not in the credit card account, right? You're borrowing on credit. If you're using your debit card, they have access to your bank information, right? Where you typically keep your money, no matter how much, and they can store that information and use it later at any time. So it's a really tough. You don't really always want to use your debit card while traveling. But Kelly and I have talked about it before. You kind of want to always have a designated card that you know all of your purchases are going to be on. You track all of your purchases in one place. You monitor that statement over a period of time. So, because sometimes merchants don't process those transactions expediently. So you went on September 10th, then all of a sudden October 1st, you're seeing a purchase come through that you did on September 10th. And you're like, why is this finally coming through? So that way it's all isolated into one place, and you can protect yourself or watch for any scams, which we'll cover in another video. Keep a debit card in your back pocket.
Not literally, figuratively.
Oh yeah, figuratively. Absolutely. If you need to get local currency, you would be getting a cash advance off of a credit card. So don't do that. Keep it for your point of sale purchases, right? Where you're like at a retailer, you're with a merchant, or you're at a hotel. If you are getting cash out, it's best to use a debit card. So isolate an account with your bank for your travel purposes and keep only a bit of funds in there, something you can transfer more money into if you need to, but that would be for getting local currency.
So would you suggest if you are using an ATM card to get cash out, that you set it up with your bank that ATM card only has access to that one kind of travel account, and then they can't access your other accounts?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep. It is very smart to do that. Keep it, just those.
I see.
Yeah. Don't allow account transfers, and you'd have to talk with your bank, see if that is something they can limit, but major banks you often can.
Okay, that's good to know. The other kind of piece of this I will add is recently I was in Turkey and I was accused of stealing a soda, which turned into a whole thing. And one thing they'll do in Turkey is and other places too, is they'll either switch your money quickly so you don't see it. So I was in a little store alone. I bought a soda. I paid for the soda. I left. I was accused of, after translation, because I don't speak any Turkish and they didn't speak any English, that they said they gave me the wrong change back. So they changed their story from she stole it to they gave me too much money back. And actually I gave them, they didn't seem to have the change, so I let them keep it. So it was this whole to-do. But what I learned in that interaction, that transaction, was I should have used my credit card. Because if I had used my credit card and I was alone, there would be no debate if I paid, if I didn't pay, and what I paid. So moving forward, I actually, and then, we'll talk about kind of scams aside, but that is a source of protection. So especially if you're alone, you want to, you have proof that you paid for it, versus cash, which can just, you didn't hand me a 20, you gave me a 1, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a really big one.
Yeah.
It's telling them that you gave the wrong currency.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And just know that when using credit cards or even debit cards, there sometimes are minimums, which they will allow that, but that's typically like in bazaars or, you know, things where they don't really want you paying $1 and putting it on your debit card. Like we're so used to doing, you know, today. Yeah. They do that because they pay a lot of fee, you know, to process their transactions. But you don't have to use a credit card. I recommend doing everything on a credit card and have a debit card with you, but use it for emergency getting cash.
And keep the two separated in case one gets stolen.
Yes, very much. Do not carry all of your cards together, ever.